Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having an incredible day. To start things off, peer-to-peer Bitcoin exchange known as Local Bitcoins has continued to soar after the Zimbabwe government implemented a ban on foreign currency transactions. As reported by Quartz Africa, peer-to-peer Bitcoin transactions in Zimbabwe recently reached a new high after President Emmerson Mnangagwa reinstated the Zimbabwean dollar. The ban also prohibits the settlement of local transactions in the British pound, the South African rand, the US dollar, and other foreign currencies. In 2006, Zimbabwe underwent a brutal period of unprecedented hyperinflation, and by 2009, Zimbabwe had phased out the Zimbabwe dollar and introduced a multi-currency system. While utilizing a system reliant on foreign currencies eased hyperinflation, it also led the government to losing control of its monetary policy. The new foreign currency ban is an attempt to limit the effect of workers' unions, which are petitioning the government for salary payments in foreign currency. And in late 2018, the government also banned all local banks from processing Bitcoin transactions. As the policy takes effect, local prices for Bitcoin have risen tremendously, and most cryptocurrency users prefer to use EcoCash, a mobile payment platform for conducting trades within Zimbabwe. It also has where is the other thing that we were just talking about before? Yeah, they're talking about the demand soaring within Zimbabwe. And there was also the news that we had sometime last week. There we go. That the price of a Bitcoin in Zimbabwe on Local Bitcoin and other places where people were trying to sell Bitcoin had risen to $76,000 per coin. Sounds completely insane, but apparently I guess it all ties together because they must have known that the government was going to ban foreign currencies within the country, and therefore people looking for a way to get rid of their foreign currencies trying to buy into Bitcoin then would probably have to pay super inflated Bitcoin prices. Kind of insane, kind of cool at the exact same time. This just goes to show that no matter what, fiat currencies don't do very well because of the economic policies that governments implement, try to maintain, try to control. It's very sad because you know that this could all... I won't say all. A larger part of this could be alleviated simply by having a stable currency, having something backed by gold and silver. Like, imagine how much more stable a currency would be as opposed to simply like the thing that we saw in Venezuela where they have 1.5 million% hyperinflation. Like, those numbers don't even make sense in the mind. How you could see that your currency is devalued by, let's say, even 100% inflation during the course of a year, and you're like, you know what, let's print more of it, let's print as much as possible, and then you see the next year is like 10,000%. You're like, wait, we simply didn't print enough. The point is, it's nice to see that Bitcoin usage is going up, that Bitcoin's true purpose is finally starting to show itself, regardless of the price going up or down. It is nice to see that people have found a way to utilize it, and I assume, rather, I don't know the law in Zimbabwe, but I assume it's probably illegal in some sort of way. This is probably what the ban probably is trying to cover as well. So I don't want people doing anything illegal, but people have to eat, and people don't want to deal with a currency that's super hyperinflated where they can't even feed themselves anymore. Anyway, let's move on. Is going to be a bit of a country hop. Cryptocurrency exchanges within Canada will be legally required to register with the Financial Transactions and Report Analysis Centre of Canada, or FINTRAC, as of the 1st of June 2020, according to a notice published by them on the 10th of July. The requirement will come into effect along with other amendments to Canada's new anti-money laundering laws next year. Crypto exchanges will also reportedly be required to observe Know Your Customer policies and report any suspicious transactions to the Canadian WatchDog. This also includes keeping records of their clients and hiring a compliance officer for their platform. The report by the Globe and Mail notes that up until now, compliance with these policies has been voluntary, but some exchanges have chosen to do so anyway. The motivation for implementing the new policies is reportedly to get Canadian banks on board and in cooperation with cryptocurrency exchanges. That part's nice. We've spoken about this before. It's been very difficult for people to get bank accounts, for crypto exchanges to get bank accounts. And now it seems the way that they're trying to wean people onto these things, or rather say, yeah, you know, it's totally fine. You can finally use stuff with the bank, which should have been completely legal before, but that's besides the point, is now to kind of gather as much information as possible for the entire AML KYC. For those of you who are keeping track, and I'm sure a couple of you are, we have had an enormous amount of countries last year who said that they were going to give regulations on the cryptocurrency blockchain space, and this appears to be exactly what's happening right now. The Zimbabwe one, maybe not so much, but it's kind of the same exact thing. I'm not expecting a lot of countries to be as friendly to Bitcoin as they should be, but it still goes along the lines of the regulations that we were scared with last year, is the word that I would say. Governments were it was very easy for them to try and throw out as much information as possible about them potentially banning and or limiting the use of cryptocurrencies, and now we see that a lot of it just comes down to, like I said before, they just want to know exactly what's happening with cryptocurrency exchanges within their countries as far as anti-money laundering and know your customer. They want to know exactly who you are, what you're buying, when you're buying it. Kind of the same exact way that the banking system works right now. I wonder where this is going to take us, because governments are finding ways to do exactly what they did before, but they're doing it with a system that doesn't work under their control. So I wonder how far this is going to go, how deep this is going to go. We've already seen from other countries and other events over the last couple of weeks that a lot of countries are desperate to get as much control over this space as possible, but they really can't. You know, you can track Bitcoin transactions, you can track a couple of other coins as well, but you can't do it all, and this is what I think that they are worried about. But yeah, let's move on. Next country, Central Bank of Germany representative Burkhard Balz said that cryptocurrencies do not pose a threat to financial stability. Balz's comments came at a talk at the European Parliament, as reported in a post published on the institution's website on the 9th of July. Balz, who is a member of the executive board of the Deutsche Bundesbank, stated that crypto tokens currently do not pose a risk to monetary or financial stability. Furthermore, he also noted that gaps may occur where they fall outside the scopes of regulators' authority or where there is an absence of international standards. This is in line with the claims of the Spanish law enforcement representatives, who pointed out that Bitcoin ATMs show a gap in European Union's anti-money laundering regulations, as Cointelegraph reported earlier today. Not really, that was yesterday. Balz also warned in his talks that any increase in the popularity of crypto assets warrants close scrutiny. Still, he also expressed high hopes for digital transformation brought on by AI, distributed ledger technology, and cloud services. And then he was talking about disruption, evolution, blah, 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 blah. The important takeaway is this is yet another country who has come forward to say that cryptocurrencies are not a threat. I think if you're in the cryptocurrency space or have been for a long amount of time, anything longer than a year, you understand that they are in a way threatening to governments and monetary policies. But I think because of the fluctuating prices, they think that cryptos won't go anywhere, or that there is no future to them. And this is what I think scares them the most about Libra, is that it is a stable thing that can be potentially, used to usurp them. Whenever we get news like this, it's nice, it's great. Every 24 hours that the Bitcoin network is up, it gets more users, it's more robust, and I think the scariest part will be, not really so scary, but you should all be wary of this or ready for this to happen, is when governments, I want to say when the US, when Canada, when European countries, parts of Asia, and I want to say even more so Japan and South Korea, when they start releasing reports that cryptocurrencies are a threat and that they do need to be more heavily regulated and that they need to try and find a way to get Bitcoin under control, that's when the real fireworks will start. But at that point, they will have done and looked at their charts and realized that they can't get it under control, and this is why they will try to do so. But every day that we have fluctuating prices and continue to go under the radar is just gets better and better for us every single day. There are a couple of countries who are now talking about banning Bitcoin ATMs, or I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of them that have like cameras and stuff on them. You know why? I have friends who do use them, and they make sure that they do not use the ones that have cameras, because why do you need to be filmed as you're buying $100 worth of Bitcoin? Think about it. Next up, Binance is in the news. Top crypto exchange Binance has launched its margin trading platform. An official blog post published on the 11th of July has revealed Binance's move, there we go, to expand trading possibilities to meet the full scope of institutional and retail traders needs has also been indicated by exchange CEO Changpeng Zhao this May. The same month, the exchange has suffered a major hack, incurring 41 million in losses. You know what I think is very odd, and I don't know why they do it either. And it's not even like it's just one of them; it's multiple of them. So many places, all of them, just about all of them, where you get your cryptocurrency news from, they'll have the news of that day or of that period or of that week, but they always make sure to throw in something negative that has happened to anyone or to something. Like you and I used to think it was kind of like a bias towards something, but it's just something. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading so much and I'm gathering more than I think that I should. But I used to think it was like a bias against XRP. It happens all the time. Like people do this with Bitcoin, people do this with Ether, people do this with Cardano, people do this with EOS. Regardless of what the good news might be, like even if it's like Bitcoin is up 38,000% on the last couple of years, but some people still use it to buy cocaine. Like it's just it's like what do they get out of writing the negative little quips? Like what is the point of having the fact that last month Changpeng Zhao mentioned that we were going to get margin trading, and now we have margin trading. At the same exact time last month, Binance also had a hack. What's the point of that? Like where does that fit into the entire? Like I said, it's not even just one website. They all do this. If you have a reason, or rather if you can figure out why they do this and tell me in the comment section, I would be eternally grateful, because like I said, I used to think it was just bias, but they all do it. Even like websites that are like just exclusively touted to Bitcoin, they'll talk about, yeah, Bitcoin is definitely going to have a bull market, although the hash rate has been falling. And it's like, why did you need to write that one sentence? Like, what was the why? In today's announcement, Binance noted that margin trading, which also allows exchange account holders to use their existing balances as collateral to open both long and short positions on crypto assets, can significantly amplify profit potential as compared with regular trading. Yet this possibility also courts great risk, as underscored by Binance co-founder Yi He. He said, though the cryptocurrency market and legacy platforms for margin trading poses greater risks and benefits at the same time, we are confident that its development, coupled with more knowledge on proper risk management, will help realize greater benefits in the long run. I forgot exactly. I think it was a 20x margin trading that you were allowed to do on Binance. I assume. I think that was a number. There was another cryptocurrency exchange that had like 100x margin trading. Good luck with that. The point is, a lot of crypto platforms and other people and exchanges looking to get into the cryptocurrency space are now focusing on margin trading. The thing that we had last year was ICOs, STOs, and at the end of last year was also IEOs, initial exchange offerings. Now that that's all been integrated and everyone has it, and everyone has a slew of coins on their platform, the thing that they're all now trying to do at the exact same time is margin trading. Who knows what they'll do next, because they all kind of copy each other. Like one comes up with an idea and they're like, wait, we should do this. And then all the other ones are like, wait, no, we're going to do it first. And then they end up doing it and the people start using it. And then it's like, yay, yippee. Here's the actual blog post from Binance on the margin trading service. Let's move on. Country hop, an economic roadmap unveiled by the government of Turkey this week, includes several items related to blockchain, including a bid to create a central bank digital currency based on the technology. The 11th development plan, published on the government's official website, was submitted to the Turkish parliament on the 8th of July, according to regional reports. It covers the period between 2019 all the way up to 2023 and is broadly intended to serve as a guiding point for improving Turkey's economy. The wide-ranging plan covers an array of subjects, but notably states that a blockchain-based digital central bank money will be implemented. The document also indicates that legal and technology infrastructure will be fostered by the government in an effort to utilize blockchain for transport and custom purposes. Additionally, blockchain is mentioned as one of the number of new approaches, including artificial intelligence and connected devices, also known as IoT or Internet of Things, that would be used to enhance public services, In the latter case, it's not clear at this time how blockchain will be utilized. Like I said, country hop, and this is another country who has released some type of a mention or regulation thingy in accordance with cryptocurrencies. Kind of is what it is. I am not expecting great things. I like the idea, or rather, I love when governments talk about implementing or creating their own cryptocurrencies, because I know that they're going to fail. They're not going to do well because all they're doing is digitizing what they already have right now. None of their economic policies are going to change. They're going to simply have ones and zeros on a screen, but they're going to continue printing these ones and zeros in mass. I was watching something. This was months ago. This was months and months and months ago. And they were talking about the true implications of governments launching their own central bank digital currencies. And it came down to the fact that, here's the most interesting part. They said, go back about 10, 15 years ago, and you are a government, and you're like, we need more money. We need more stuff. I want to buy more things. Let's print more money. You had to send in an order. You had to do so-and-so. It had to go to someone else, and they went to this little machine, or gigantic machine, and they hit the button, and they started printing more money. Kept on printing, so they got enough, and then they had to cut it, and then they had to put it in those fancy vans and go and distribute it, and they went to all the banks. It went here, went there, went everywhere, and everyone had this paper money in their hands. What happens when a government has control over a central bank digital currency? There's no more machines, there's no more printing, there's no more cutting, there's no more dicing and slicing, and there's no more handing out of money. You simply type it into the computer, enter. Yeah, we need about $50 billion more made this week. You see where this is all going? They can print or create at will. There's no longer a system of them trying to or rather having to go through different channels and stuff like that. It's simply the federal government or the central bank of a country will have the authority, say, let's do it. They print it, they make it, and then it's kind of just out there. It's digital. It kind of flows to the entire economy. The more interesting part is that we will be able to see this immediately, because a lot of these channels they won't be, what's the word? They won't be transparent, but we always usually have a metric of how much is printed paper-wise. So odds are we will have a metric for the digital creation of it as well, and we will be able to see the same exact hyperinflation, or rather higher rates of inflation going on within the normal systems. One of the things that I don't think that I mentioned this, I think I meant to mention this the other day. Remember in one of the videos I completely flipped out. I didn't flip out, but I was like, I'm forgetting something and I can't remember exactly what it is. Normally, typically, or rather here's what it is. Normally, typically, governments aim for around a 2% inflation rate per year. They usually end up missing the mark. We had that map a couple of months ago. I think it was from the International Monetary Fund, where you could like highlight a country and it's like, this one went up by this much, this one went up by this much. They're usually always off the mark. They say that they aim for a 2% inflation, but they usually end up getting like a 2.9, a 3.8, a 9%, and 11%, and they kind of, deal with it as it were. Why people don't get why Bitcoin's reward being cut in half next year is important is that mathematically we can see on the charts through the code and stuff like that that Bitcoin's inflation rate will actually be 1.8%, which will be lower than all the other major world currencies that we currently have out there. So without even trying to do so, Bitcoin will have a stronger economic policy than just about every other country in the world. And the moment they switch over to these digital currencies as well, these central bank digital currencies, they're going to be creating in mass, because a lot of them, all of them, have an enormous amount of debt, and many of them have trillions of dollars in debt that they cannot and will not pay back, but they will create these coins in an attempt to say that they're going to be doing so, but they will just be propping up some other part of the market that they need to do so. Very fascinating. And even 4 years further down the future, it'll be what is that? That's a 0.9% inflation rate in 2024. When it's very interesting to see all of this finally taking shape. It's nice to hear that governments understand that they also have to create digital currencies. They're going to be garbage. Fiat currencies now are just completely terrible, and you can't even push back on that. I've heard people from the Senate and Congress and all these other places talk on television about how bad fiat currencies are, so I'm not the only one who thinks so. Especially when you're thinking about creating a digital currency for a country that already has terrible rates of inflation. I'm looking forward to it. All of you should be as well. It only strengthens the cryptocurrency space. And without further ado, let us move on. To kind of finish things off, this is the worst. That's the worst photo I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, 16-year-old girls have photos like this. That is, they should have known better than taking a photo like that. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, co-founders of the New York-based crypto exchange. That is terrible. Look at that photo. Known as Gemini, may soon, listen to this, they may soon join the Libra Association, the consortium governing Facebook's proposed cryptocurrency. They said, we're definitely looking at it with earnest, and we're excited about the project. Tyler added that in their view, Libra is a harbinger of cryptos to come. He said, our feeling is that this is the first of many FANG companies, that is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. I know it's Google, to have a token project. He said, our predictions is in the next 24 months, almost every FANG company will have a coin or will be working on some sort of project, end quote. Joining Libra might be a surprise move to some, yeah, considering the Winklevoss brothers' legendary fight over control of Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg, their former Harvard classmate. But they now want to be frenemies, okay, with a mutual goal of promoting mainstream crypto adoption. Plus, the twins are aiming to diversify Gemini's token offering by 2020. They recently applied for a broker-dealer license through the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, which would allow Gemini to list digital securities. Working backwards, doesn't Gemini have like 4 tokens? I think they have Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, they have Ethereum, Litecoin, and I want to say they even have Bcash. Why they have these are the, oh my gosh. I think they have Bcash. The fact that they haven't listed more coins on their platform, the big L on my forehead. Them trying to finally apply for a license to list more coins by 2020. Like, even Coinbase has like 138 coins right now. They have like almost every single ERC20 token as well. Moving further, this is probably, and I get it. I know it's for money. Like, I know it's for money, but it's a major cop-out. For those who don't know, everyone should know this. The Winklevoss got into a fight with Zuckerberg when they were in Harvard because apparently, allegedly, according to them, they created Facebook. Zuckerberg took it. There's actually a lot of, anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that. Apparently, Zuckerberg took it, changed the name. It was the Facebook, and now it's just Facebook. And apparently, the Winklevoss were given money from a lawsuit because whatever. And they used that money, millions of dollars that they got, I believe, in stock of Facebook, and they converted a large portion of that into Bitcoin. So this is why they are like why they think that they are the leaders of the Bitcoin space, and this is kind of why you see them everywhere, because they think that they are the Zuckerberg to Facebook's Bitcoin. You know what I'm trying to say. But the facts, like I get it. It's a huge cop-out. I don't think well, maybe I would. I was going to say, it's kind of weird that you have this huge fight with someone and then you kind of, hey, friendsies, kind of do like the whole, like, pinky swear things. We're friends for life. To kind of get back together and kind of do this money thing again. Can you imagine if they tried to join Libra and Calibra and Zuckerberg burned them again? What a movie that would make. The point is, I get that they're doing it. I assume that they are potentially in the way of making billions of dollars from this. Still a bit of a cop-out. It's a little bit of a, I can't even find the word, but those of you out there who know what I'm thinking, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The point is, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Winklevoss are going to join Calibra, which is essentially them. That's the worst. The worst. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I've thought that they were boring from the very beginning. Look at this photo. It's the worst photo in the entire, I've never seen something like that in my entire life. Is that Ocean's 8? Looks like Ocean's 8. Anyway, right. The Winklevoss are joining Facebook's Libra. I can't say that I'm surprised. And you want to know why I'm not surprised? Because from the very, very beginning, when the Winklevoss twins got into the cryptocurrency space, you can find old videos. They were screaming at the top of their lungs, Bitcoin decentralization. We love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is blah, 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 blah. We're here for the future of money. Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. And then from one second to the next, they loved regulations. We need regulations. We won't survive without regulations. We need these things on our back. We need someone breathing down our neck to tell us what we can and can't do. And I said, it's kind of weird how you go from this super decentralized, money for everyone, let's help the masses kind of thing to kind of going to this, hey, no, you can't do that because they said we can't do that and therefore you also can't do that. This is why they created that other thing sometime last year. What was it? It was them and Novogratz. They tried to create like a consortium of rich people to pretty much tell other poorer people in the cryptocurrency space what they can't do with their money. It was kind of weird. So the fact that they are doing this, they were never into Bitcoin for the decentralization or the helping other people around the world. It's just to help them. I mean, live your own life, do as you do, but just be real about it. Just let other people know, hey, we're here for the money. That's all I'm here for. Not really here for anything else. Don't talk about that you're here to help bolster the cryptocurrency space. They're already rich. They're already billionaires. They're already trying to fill their pockets. Anyway, I think I hate this photo so much and I'm like going on a rampage. Anyway, I'm waving my hand in the air as if I'm calling someone, but no one can see me. Right. To finish things off. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. There we go. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Master Ventures in Thailand, Janae Francis, Triple M and J, My Keto Kitchen, Adobo, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai Ra, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Clara T. Snowden, Crypto Artist, Gold D3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Tom Sucks at Basketball, and Sam Skips Leg Day, Jeremy the Photographer, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, and Mechanic. Thank you all very much for your support. At the moment, for those who are not looking at the screen, the market is all over the place. The top 10 coins, yep, all the top 10, they are all in the green. Even Tether, which is kind of weird. But Bitcoin is currently at $11,700, give or take a couple of cents. We are up about a good $1,000 from yesterday and a little bit of the day before, where Bitcoin dropped to 10,600 and some change or something like that. A lot of the other coins are also going up, swinging like a pendulum with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, everything else goes down. Binance coin is also up by 6.5%. I assume that has to do with the margin trading that was just announced. Lumens is also up by 9%. It could be the news from yesterday where the people from IBM and the Lumens blah, blah, blah were like, yeah, we're still working on it. Dash is also up. None of the coins really make a lot of sense. I think everyone is just kind of up. Some are down. Based on nothing, like Bitcoin Gold is up 13%. That just kind of goes to show you a lot of the market does not make sense. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope that you all are having a Bitcoin Diamond is up by 13%. My goodness. Hope you all are having a good day, good morning, good afternoon, a good evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I do appreciate all of your support. And yeah, I will most definitely be talking to you all soon. See